Hello, Dave.
Hello, Matt. How are you doing?
Better than most, worse than some.
or vice versa.
Possibly.
It's really hard to tell. We don't have that much overview. So, are we recording?
We are indeed recording.
We are recording. Okay. You start off with Dave, April, not the broad in the overalls who hangs out with underage mutants at a giant New York rat. Are we allowed to say that these days? A broad?
I'm allowed to say whatever I want as they drag me kicking and screaming to the gallows.
Okay, you'll take the rap for that one. Okay. It's interesting that you would mention April, because that's one of the things I'm trying to work up my nerve to ask Kevin about. Because April was his girlfriend at the time that either at the time the Turtles were created or shortly after the Turtles were created, and later became his first wife. And he also, as far as I understand, briefly dated whoever the actress was who played April in the first Turtles movie. And it's like, well, I would really like to know, like, how weird is that from a fairly subjective viewpoint, and with 40 years of retrospect at this point, was any of that a good idea? And then wanted to ask him about I think it was a birthday present the one year that April gave him a U.S. Army tank.
Well, going back to he named the character April after the girl he was either dating or he soon started dating. That kid's is comic book metaphysics writ large.
Yes, which is kind of intentional as well. It's like whatever, if there was any kind of blowback out of that, you have nobody to blame but the man in the mirror. Anyway, okay, we digressed on that. I'm still mulling that over for the next time that I talk to Kevin, promoting the Kevin Eastman Collection Part 2 at Heritage Auctions in June. Then question/agenda. I must admit to a rabbit season, duck season, as to whom is supposed to remember Jeff Seiler. So if you know, you tell me when we talk. And if it's me, I'll remember Jeff. And if it's you, Jeff who? It's my turn. It's my turn. And comic metaphysics, again, being what it is, as I was mulling over, okay, what am I going to talk about Jeff this time? I've been cleaning the off-White House as distinct from tidying the off-White House. Really getting right down to cleaning all the corners and nooks and crannies and vacuuming and et cetera, et cetera. And I was cleaning the weekly update room where I record the weekly updates, and I had found the pile of Cerebus in Hell with a question mark variant covers, which Rolly has scanned and will be emailing to you, or already has emailed to you. And under that pile of covers was a copy of Cerebus in Hell with a question mark, number 0, and with it was Jeff Seiler's correction for Cerebus in Hell, number 0, from December 2016. And this was one of those. We both described how Jeff could be pretty much the most annoying person on the planet. inadvertently. I don't think he was ever intentionally annoying, but it was just something in his DNA. Here I'm doing Cerebus in Hell with a question mark with Sandy Batwell. The first one has come out, number 0, and I'm just hoping, can this catch on? Can I keep this going longer than I did Glamour Plus, let's say, or Cerebus Archive, the comic book, and mission accomplished on that score. And just waiting for the reaction as we're debuting the strips on A Moment of Cerebus. And virtually the first and only reaction is Jeff Seiler doing corrections of what he considered typos. And it's like, it's a humor comic. I'm hoping people are laughing. Can somebody say at least LOL or something like that? I think people eventually did, but definitely the first response each time that we debuted the strips was Jeff Seiler providing corrections to what he thought I was doing wrong. His first correction on this list is page 2, panel 2, balloon 2, line 1, comma 2. It's okay as is, but it just doesn't quite work. I would either change the period after Virgil to a comma, or I would leave that period and instead change the period after Buddy to a comma. I prefer the former. And it was like, oh, now here's another can of worms that I don't mind being open, but not when I'm just trying to get a humor comic rolling. The line is, where are we here? Dante saying, no, Virgil, Buddy, that's the 95.7 FM traffic helicopter when they're looking up at the star in the heavens. And it's like, no, Jeff, I'm writing comedy. You don't punctuate comedy the way that you would punctuate a newspaper article, where it's like there's hard and fast rules. It's you have to take those hard and fast rules and say, okay, what does a period do? What does a comma do in terms of the reading speed, and so that the reader is reading it in their head in the comedic tempo that I'm trying to get. So it's, no, Virgil, Buddy, it's, okay, how do you get that so that you get the exact spacing between Virgil's name and Buddy, the nickname? And I did either in a phone conversation, I think it was a phone conversation, not a fax or a letter to Jeff, try to explain this. And I think I was still trying to explain it at the time of his passing, that it's just, no, you punctuate comedy differently than you do in terms of formal proofreading. And it was just the perfect storm of I'm sweating bullets, hoping that this thing is going to be successful, or at least can be kept going. And Jeff Seiler's only, is treating it like a page out of the New York Times, and there's a style guide where this is where a comma belongs and this is where a period belongs. So I'm going to keep that one next to the phone, and we will revisit the next time it's my turn. Jeff Seiler proofreading in formal typographical terms, Cerebus number 0.
I think Jeff kind of, you kind of nailed it on that. It's supposed to be funny. It doesn't matter if the grammar's quote-unquote correct, as long as you chuckle when you read it. hopefully you're not chuckling going, ha, that comma's in the wrong spot.
Right. and that was the only reaction from him. It was like, he never said, these are really funny, or I got a good laugh out of this one. It's like, I know you're not trying to cut my throat, Jeff, but you're cutting my throat. Okay, and then we move on from that one, and you say, and we should probably pause to thank all the suckers. We'll come back to that. I mean, lovely patrons who are filled to the face mask with unbridled turtle power, exclamation mark, for all their lovely, all caps, financial support on the Waverly Press and Aardvark-Vanaheim's remaster of Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #8, featuring Dave Sims' Cerebus, the Aardvark. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? So thanks so much. Yes, very, very sincerely, everybody. This was announced from the outset as Grandpa's last payday. I don't really expect to ever have a Kickstarter that will come anywhere close to this one, or to the Spawn 10. So I will be making avid best use of every dollar that I end up getting, and I will let everyone know what Aardvark-Vanaheim's share of the T8 Kickstarter ends up being when we get down to that point. But definitely, every penny will go toward getting me uninterrupted working time on Strange Death of Alex Raymond.
Which leads to the Indiegogo supporting it. The stripped-down version of the Kickstarter that's on Indiegogo went live today. The link's right here in the video if you're watching this on Saturday. But Dagan sent the email out, and I'm like, this is perfect timing. And I think there might be one more payday for Grandpa, but he's got to wait like 2 to 3 years, because I had me one of them genius Matt ideas that Dave goes, no, Matt, that's stupid. Don't say that out loud. In a couple of years, you should do a Swords of Cerebus collection of both Spawn 8 or Spawn 10 and Turtles 8, collecting both issues and maybe all the pieces of Turtle 8 material into one nice Swords of Cerebus size volume and kickstart that.
That's an idea.
But it's a very much not today idea.
Right. Which is the same as the more Kevin talks about all of the stuff he has in his archive of Turtles 8 that's never even been addressed, the more I think I would really like to write a book about Turtles 8. I'm thinking of saying to Kevin, is there anybody that you know that could use a few bucks and you trust that you could have scan that whole section of your archive and send it to me so that I can look at it, and we'll start putting a book together, and we'll split on it 25-75 or something like that, depending on what's up doing the most work on it. But yes, not something that is going to be done today or soon.
Okay.
And in terms of the suckers, that's one of the things. Only posterity is going to establish that. It's. I don't think I can be completely written out of comics history, and I think it would be really, really awkward to try and completely write me out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles history, in which case, no matter which way you slice it, these are going to be very, very rare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle artifacts, which is probably going to establish them as having a different criteria from Cerebus artifacts, and from anecdotal evidence of Spawn 10, Dagan says there's not a week that goes by that he doesn't hear from a Spawn fan going, "Arg, how did I not hear about this?"
See, I think I have a near complete second set that I got as extras that Dagan sent me. And it's like, I should sell them. But now it's tracking down the Spawn people going, okay, hey, you missed out. This is what I have. How much do you want to give me? The classic one is, so Todd McFarlane got a bunch of the Spawn 10 copies. I don't know if Dagan sent them to him he was doing a CGC signature series thing where he went to CGC to sign it. But somebody, the deal was, it was on the bag the comics in, they would draw a box of where they wanted him to sign, and he had the hands through the bars cover, and he was using it as a demonstration of, you want me to sign, you got to think of it like a parking lot. Where is the best place to park in this parking lot? And it was, somebody wanted him to sign right by the hands, and he's going, okay, there's this much room for a signature, but up in this corner, it's wide open, and I'll sign it where you want, but you'll get a better signature if you want me to sign it where there's space. And he went on, and he had a couple different covers, and they were all the Spawn 10 remasters. And it was kind of funny, because it was these people going, oh yeah, front and center, right at the bottom where it's real nice and easy to see. And Todd's going, but that's not the good place to sign. The good place to, and watching the video, if you're going to get Todd to sign, now you know where Todd will sign.
Right.
It was one of these. I think Oliver shared it on the Facebook group as a, hey, look what Todd's got, and I'm like, okay, it's Todd with it, whatever. And then I watched it. I'm like, this is really funny if you know what it is and you know who's talking and what they're talking about.
Right, and it's I think that's Todd's sense of humor. Of this is going to be driving all of the Spawn fans insane, going, what is that? I've never seen that before, and not telling them what it is, just talking about it as a parking lot. And yeah, that's okay. I don't sell these, so it's not like I'm going to hype them or anything. So yeah, that takes care of our suckers angle.